Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure review and showcase we're going to be looking at the X-transbots Master Series. This is number 87, Double Agent Bond James Bond, which I'm sure you can tell is a third party's take on one of my favourite characters and indeed favourite toys from Generation 1. It is of course Counterpunch. So with this video we're going to have a detailed look at both of the robot mode versions of this figure. We're going to have a look at the alternate mode. We're going to see how he looks and compares to some other masterpiece figures. And of course I'm going to show you the accessories and everything that came with him and show you how you can interchange and use them. Before we get started, I need to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel if I'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, and also to thank Show Z because that's where this came from, and as you can see they got it to me nice, quickly and safely. Which, talking about that, this is the box that it came in. Lovely artwork of both of the robot modes there on the front. And then on the side we've got a little saying, what's that say, don't mention your move before you make a move. And then we've got on the back, we've got their take obviously on a tech spec and a bit of a battle scene as well. That is Nightbeat, so that's got to be advertising another figure rather than itself. And whereas on that, nope, there's no actual product shots of the alternate mode. So he comes in that box, he's packaged inside this polystyrene in his alternate mode inside there. And I'm just going to start the video off with him in his robot mode because it is far more interesting. He does come with a collector's card, as most third party and indeed most masterpiece figures now always do. And he comes with another head, which again has got both sides, and also a different faceplate which you can change like so. And he's got his two weapons. The instructions, as ever, I say in my limited knowledge of X-transbots figures, are not the greatest and they are quite difficult to transform. I'm going to do my best to get a video up. If I don't, I will let you know in the next part whose videos I've been using. But there we go. Let's have a look at the robot himself then. I suppose first and foremost, to give you guys an idea of scale and size, I've just brought in the G1 figure, so that's the G1 original. If I was to bring in, I suppose, some official masterpiece figures, so there of course is Crosscut, so he's about, I've got another couple here as well, obviously I've got Getsui as well, so he's about, I suppose, the same size as a Trainbot, a little bit bigger than of course a Honda City, but nowhere near as big as the some of the earlier masterpiece figures like the Seeker mold. He's obviously, as you can see, nowhere near as big as that at all. With regards to mainline figures, if you only collect mainline figures, he's probably more like a Voyager class figure. He's definitely not a leader class, which you can see. It does seem to be, as I say, more around about the Voyager, the Voyager sort of size for this particular figure. Right, let's have a look at him then, because to be honest, he is pretty impressive. These are die cast. You can feel that they're, well, I can feel they're nice and cold, but they are die cast. You can feel that they're nice and heavy, would probably be the best thing to say. The head sculpt is really good. The other head on the back, I've turned it around, as you can see, but I'll show you that in a second. It does look slightly up and down. It will spin all the way around. The articulation in the arms with this particular mode, it can't really go all the way back because it's hindered, but it will go out to the side, which you can see there. There is a swivel underneath the shoulder, there's a bicep flexion, there is wrist swivel, there is waist swivel. These, are they skirts? Let me have a quick look. No, they're not really skirts. It all moves as one, you can see that. So the legs do kick up past the point of 90 degrees and they do go all the way back, way past 90 degrees. If you add the knee bend into it, like so, that just for me, I always feel like I'm going to break it, as bad as that sounds. I do with a lot of these X-transbots. I say a lot of these, the ones that I've just handled. The ankle tilt and rock is quite loose, and I'm sure you may or may not have heard there's a big issue, I think, with this product and the feet, and that's probably mainly due to the transformation, and it's just not that tidy. But hopefully, as I say, I'll be able to show you that in the transformation process, and if not, talk to you about it anyway. So it is articulate. He does look good. Did that just move forward a little bit then as well? I think it did. When we look at the alternate mode, you'll see that the wheels are rubber as well, which is great. So the tires are rubber rather, but you know, he serves his purpose. You can't say that he doesn't look obviously like one of the figures he's intended to. Because we've got this particular way, we're going to go with the yellow gun. This is just standard fitting into the gap. This will spin around as well, so what you're looking at doing is opening up the hand, and we're going to reach and put this in, and the thumb should slide along there, and then this should fit into the required hole. Bring the hands around, so you can, he is quite dynamic posable. However, as you can see, I've got this bit of an issue with that arm, that it will balance there, but that obviously looks ridiculous. So that's a bit of a letdown, to be honest. The back does come off there to allow the bend. Even if it does a double bicep, but it just looks quite terrible, to be honest. So I think if you're going to be posing this, you're not going to be really extended at the elbow too much. Everything's pretty much covered up pretty well, though, to be honest. I don't have many issues with like gaping holes and stuff. There's a little bits of gaps underneath there, but it's got some things covering it up, and to be fair, the arms and the shoulders do enough to cover it up. Let's have a quick look. Oops. At the other thing. So yeah, as you can see, the fingers are articulated out to the index one, the other three, and the thumb is completely stationary. As I mentioned, these are die cast, so these are painted. There's a bit of detail on it, there's a bit of molding detail and stuff on the chest, and there is a nice reflective blue paint and coating on it. Right, not much to say about that particular mode. Let's have a look at the other side then. So it's brilliant. It's pretty much just like the Generation 1 way of converting, which is something as simple as what I'm about to show you now. So there is this particular way, and of course the other. In fact, I've got this guy here very quickly to show you as well, because I absolutely love this character, this idea. In the UK, we didn't get the original punch counter punch figure, so I think it could be, in fact, no, I've got him facing that way. This is the one that I've got displayed that way. I just love the character, the concept and the idea, and I think it's spectacular. So yeah, and as I say, the transformation process is near enough as simple as the original Generation 1. So what we're looking to do is obviously transform him very similar into getting him to look like that. So with this, it is just as simple as, let's turn this around. With the head, what we're going to do with this is going to come up, it's going to rotate around like so. That's spinning around, you can see there. It is a little fiddly, I'm not going to lie. That could be due to my hands or just the smaller parts. It's probably down to my stubby fingers, to be honest, more than anything else. Turn that around. There is, of course, the other head. And you can do the same thing on this side. I'm going to see if I can do it. There we go. See, I'm going to lift this up. That's how you change the faces as well, in honesty, if you want to change them, and then fold that down so that's covered up. Very simply now, take the shoulder pads, swivel these out that way. The legs are already done, and then it's just a simple case of what you can probably imagine is if we open up this, and then we're going to get out the other hand that's inside. So the blue hand, let's see if I can pull this out relatively easy. Oh, no, again, my nails are useless with these things. Let's see if I can use the gun at least to prise it out. Let's see. Come here. It shouldn't take this long, to be fair. Let me see what's going on here. So that should, and it has done typically on all the other takes that I've done of this. Let's see if I can bring it out. Right, you may have to bear with me a second whilst I get my set of tweezers, because as you can see, in fact, let me just see if I can do this. So it's rolling all in one take, and then worst case scenario, I can just bring the other one out anyway. So come out. No, it's not. I'm going to have to quickly just get my tweezers, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do or how to get it out. So bear with me 2 seconds. There we go. So it is literally just a case of this. So I'll put it back where it was, fold it up. I've got this. This is just going to fit inside the fist, and it's going to bring that forward. So as I say, it's not difficult. It's just the fact that my hands couldn't get in and grab it. Let's turn it the right way around, obviously. Same for this. So lift, create the gap, take the fist, fold it out like so. That's a lovely reflective blue, like a metallic-y looking blue colour on it. That will fold and tuck neatly in. Down comes the fist. And then, to be honest, I think this, because of the like metallic looking red on it, I think this is the side that's winning, if you know what I mean. For me, it's such a great concept. I know I've said that 3 or 4 times, so I'm not going to say that again. Just really like the idea of it, and you've still obviously got the articulation. It'll go out to the side. This one, it definitely doesn't. It's not me. I can't turn that around and go round and round and round. It's just what's under there. I did forget to mention there's a bit of an ab crunch as well, and that is each way, so apologies for forgetting that in the first part. That's come out, but again, it does just clip back in. So you just have to be aware of these bicep joints, because they will do that, because they do open up to obviously reveal the other hands. You can still, though, as I say, you can still bend the knees and the legs Not as much this side. It's just, as I say, that little bit more heart in mouth with this, but I'm sure you'll agree that they do look really, really good. So I love the head sculpt on it. Again, you can still turn it all the way around. There's obviously no logos on it anyhow because it's a third-party figure, and as I said, I really like the fact that you've got these blue the metallic red inner trims of the wheels, and the wheels are made out of rubber. You can get the headlights out in the alternate mode, which I'll show you in a second, but as far as robot mode goes, I think I'm pretty sure, as I say, I've covered everything on that one. Also, yeah, the blaster did come apart, which you can see on this, which you'll see a little later as well. In fact, that's reminded me, let me put his blaster, which again, it's slightly different, same as the G1 toy. There's different blasters for each particular mode. That can fold down there. So let's open up his hand and let's see if we can, you can actually see the cutout there where that's going to fit in. So I'm going to try and line that up like this. Probably won't be able to do it because I've got to reach around and see. Let's line this up and then close the fists around it. So there we go. There's your little pistol. Much smaller, as I say, than the Generation 1. And I'm just going to bring in the Generations other way facing for that particular figure. Anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much all there is to show you on both of the robot modes. The only issue, I suppose, that you've got with this is if you want to display in robot mode, you're going to need two. But there is another version of, as I say, with a slightly different deco. There's another one which I've got a review coming up on very soon as well. But in the meantime, that's enough for the robot mode. Let's come back and have a look at him in his alternate. So we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode. Apologies, no transformation process on this video. Main reason is to keep the length of the video down. I don't know what it is with X-transbots. This seems to be, I suppose, quite a common thing, even though I'm new to them. Their transformation processes just tend to be and do seem to be really overcomplicated. However, I'm doing my best to get you a fully transformation process guide, tutorial rather, video up as soon as possible, but it's just taking so much time. In the meantime though, I want to show you the alternate mode because it is beautiful. I mean, the red wheels look absolutely stunning. They are rubber tires, so as you can see, the movement on it is no problem whatsoever. Before we have a quick detail look at it, I just want to bring in the original, which you can sort of again see the homage with the red wheels, but obviously apart from that, everything else is very different. This is much more realistically based, obviously, on a real car, and it does look stunning. But I just wanted to show you that very quickly. I'll bring in some size comparisons in a second. This seems to not be sticking in as good as it perhaps was when I first had a look at it. I don't think I've missed anything out, although saying that, it looks like maybe that tab is out from in there, so I might have a go at reconnecting that in a second. Yes, it is. There you go. I've just worked out what it is. So if I bring that in, tap that together, now it's not going to come apart. There we go. What I did also like, and I wanted to show you, there's a couple of things. There's features for the headlights, and again, you're going to need something like tweezers or something like a spudger just to push through that tiny little hole in there. Can you see it? If this goes right through, which it does, same on this side, what that's going to do, it's going to pop up these headlights for you. This isn't even in the instructions, you know, guys. I've no idea why it's not in the instructions, but as you can see, they do look great, and it just again gives it another dimension of how it looks. So that's pretty cool. Also, this is very cool as well. When you obviously get your stickers from Show Z, you can put an Autobot logo on there, and you can rotate it around and put your Decepticon logo on that side as well. So although you've got two different robot modes, you obviously can't have two different cars, but you can of course spin the front over there to change the emblem as well, which will look really cool. I'm just going to pop these back in just to show you how easy it is for them to pop in. What I did like, and I did want to show you, is if I can open this, because these are really awkward. They made the fists kind of look like seats, which isn't too bad. I think I quite like that. Whether it was intentional or not, I think it does look like it. Well, the reason why the transformation process is so hard, and I've also read now since having a quick look at this, that these are getting broke because of the feet, because of this bit here. When you disconnect this, it comes all the way up and over there. But as I say, I'm doing my very best to get you a transformation tutorial uploaded. But the good thing is I've got the other one coming. So we've got the USA version and the Japanese version. So I'm going to be able to do a full full comparison with the two, and because I'm gonna have to transform them quite a lot of times, should be able to get you the video done. This is not, is it? Yes, it is translucent plastic, but it's really, really dark. That's just completely surprised me, but it is. Let's have a look again. If I open the door, the back part definitely isn't. The back part is painted. That is a very frosted, dark, translucent plastic. The other front, as you can see, is much more noticeable that it's translucent with the light shining on it. Right, with regards to some other figures, this is Masterpiece Trailbreaker. So it's bigger actually. It's bigger than Masterpiece Trailbreaker. It is a big figure though. When you saw in robot mode, you know, it was only smaller than the Seekers. So it's bigger than, I suppose, some standard Masterpiece vehicles. It's way bigger than your standard deluxe figures in the main line, which you can see there. Overall, as I say, I think at the moment, from the ones that I've had a look at, and I love Shining Magnus and the whole concept of that, I'm preferring this because the transformation process isn't as ridiculous. There is a few things though which still they don't need to be, but it just looks stunning. And maybe I'm a little biased because I love the concept and the idea of the figure, but that's all there is to say about this figure. It is stunning. There's going to be a direct link for it in the description of this video. Let me know what you think, guys. Take care.